Okay, this is from Houston Chronicle online, June 2nd, 2010. The title is States to Establish Uniform Standards for Teaching. And this comes from Associated Press in Georgia. By third grade, students should know how to write a complex sentence and add fractions, no matter if they live in Georgia or California. Eighth graders should understand the Pythagorean theorem, and by high school graduation, all students should be ready for college or a career. This is the goal of a new education benchmarks released on Wednesday called the Common Core State Standards. And it's basically a project that's trying to standardize or call for standardization among all states to agree to some basic standards for equal education to make sure that no children, just because they live in a certain state, are receiving inferior education. It says, with these standards we can provide all of the country's children with the education they deserve. Having consistent standards across the states means all of our children are going to be prepared for college and career regardless of zip code. Now, obviously, you can question whether just creating new standards would actually equalize anything, because we'd have to look at whether the states actually have the tools to implement and to meet the standards. But regardless of that point, we have two states, Alaska and Texas, that have opted not to sign on to the original concept of the Common Core State Standards agreement. Alaska and Texas, they're worried that this would basically nationalize the public schools rather than letting states decide what is best for their students. It would, let's see, Robert Scott, Texas's Commissioner of Education, said that the state didn't sign on because it wants to preserve its sovereign authority to determine what is appropriate for Texas children to learn in its public schools. However, if you look at an article a few days ago in this very same paper talking about the state of education in Texas, there is currently a $200 million a year problem, a cost to taxpayers, because students in Texas, high schoolers graduating, are not prepared for college, and they're having to take remedial courses, remedial instruction in basic literacy and writing skills. They can't even deal with their basic college curriculum requirements, and this is a really big problem. I mean, you have a state like Texas, which feels that their sovereignty to decide what is best for the students supersedes them being able to agree to any kind of education equality standards. But look, is the point really about what's best for the student, or are they looking at what's best for the state? Why are they not able to agree with the 48 other states in America that there are certain standards that should be met? And it's not like Texas is getting it right and they're saying, well, look, we don't want to submit ourselves to some kind of lower standard, although that's not what this Common Core State Standard is suggesting anyways. But currently Texas is, I'm not sure of the exact number, but they're in the bottom 5 of state education systems. So it's not like we're getting something right here and we're just trying to hold on to that. No, we're doing, I think we're the 48th best education system, so about the second worst. Although I'd have to look that up. Let's see. Common Core, let's see. The world is small now, and we're not just competing with students in our country or across the state. We are competing with the world, said Robert Kosicki, who graduated from a Georgia high school this year after transferring from Connecticut. This is a move away from the time when a student can be punished for the location of his home or the depth of his father's pockets. So they were talking about equal education, equal money, although apparently not in Texas or Alaska.